Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to bridge that massive gap between the cold, hard laws of physics and, well, the deepest realities of our everyday human existence. We're looking at how the universe actually works on a thermodynamic level, and then we're figuring out what that literally means for your daily life, your mindset, and the legacy you're going to leave behind. Okay, let's dive into this.
How much ever we try, finally, entropy takes over. That right there is the ultimate scientific reality we all have to face. Honestly, it's exactly why your perfectly coiled headphones always end up completely tangled in your pocket, or why that hot cup of coffee you just poured is going to turn freezing cold if you just leave it sitting on your desk. The universe literally has this default, unyielding setting running in the background all the time, and it's constantly pushing things from order straight into chaos.
All right, Section 1, the rule of entropy, also known as the physics of usability.
Now, for this part of the explainer, let's just strip away the emotion and the philosophy for a second and look purely at the cold, hard physics. Like, what exactly are we dealing with when we talk about energy in a scientific sense? Well, if you look at it, concentrated energy represents our absolute maximum potential. Energy is at its absolute most usable when it's all gathered up in this concentrated form. It can actually get work done. But on the flip side, as that energy spreads out and disperses, its power fundamentally drops. It loses its capacity, its utility, and its focus. Basically, the power of energy just inherently decreases the more it spreads.
Which brings us to entropy, a lack of order or predictability, a gradual decline into disorder. I really want you to let that phrase, gradual decline into disorder, just hang in the air for a second. Sure, it's a super clinical definition, but man, it carries some immense, unavoidable gravity. Basically, every closed system, over time, is going to move from a nice, neat state of order straight into chaos. It's not the universe malfunctioning or anything like that, it is literally the rule.
Moving right along to Section 2, our mortal reality, the unavoidable pivot. So, we've got the physics down, right? We understand how energy works in a vacuum. But now we have to actually apply it to ourselves. We have to look inward. The source text states it incredibly simply, ultimately as mortals. And wow, this is right where the physics of entropy crashes head-on into our personal, everyday human existence. Because you and I, we aren't just casually observing the universe from the sidelines, we are completely subject to its laws. Every single one of us watching this right now is bound by this exact same rule of physics.
All our energy on our body will have to spread out once we die. When you think about it, death is, scientifically and quite literally speaking, the ultimate spreading out of our physical energy. That highly concentrated, incredibly usable energy that is right now powering your heartbeat, your breathing, your thoughts, and every move you make, it's all going to eventually dissipate. We just can't hold on to it forever. It's this heavy, inescapable truth where our biology completely collides with the laws of thermodynamics.
And that brings us to Section 3. Choosing your energy, the conscious drive. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is
That this is absolutely not a tragedy. Seriously, this is exactly where the text completely flips the script. It pivots us away from this passive surrender to physics and turns it into a totally vibrant, empowering call to action. The author writes, now we need to consciously strive our entire life. And I really want you to focus on that one word, consciously. Because yeah, our ultimate physical decline into disorder is basically guaranteed. But our response to it right here, right now, must be entirely deliberate. We can't control the final outcome of our physical energy, but you have absolute total authority over your daily output while you're still here in this concentrated state. You actually have the power to consciously strive.
And you can see exactly what that striving looks like in our everyday projections. While our energy is still in this concentrated, living, highly usable form, we are making a choice every single day. Are we projecting positive energy or negative energy? Think about it. You are currently a temporary vessel of concentrated power, and the world is receiving exactly what you project. So how are you choosing to spend that usable energy today?
this actually builds directly into our mindset too. Are you choosing to spread optimism while we're here or pessimism? And I urge you to recognize that this isn't just some fluffy advice about feeling good or having a nice day. According to the framework of this text, your mindset is a literal, everyday choice of energy dispersion. Are you utilizing your concentrated state to build up the systems and the people around you with optimism? Or are you basically accelerating the disorder and chaos around you by leaning into pessimism?
The text brings this all down to the absolute highest stakes of our daily actions, the choices we actively make. Are you going to consciously choose to spread love, or will you just default to spreading hatred?
These are super active forces. In fact, they're the most powerful, tangible manifestations of the energy we put out into the universe. We are literally pushing back against the entropy that's eventually going to take us. It is a profound responsibility when you realize that the quality of the energy you're releasing is 100% up to you.
So, the crucial point is perfectly summarized right here. Entropy takes over. Choose how you live. Look, we cannot beat the physics of decline. No way. That was firmly established right at the beginning of our explainer. A decline into disorder is completely inevitable. But we absolutely can conquer the chaos through the bold, conscious choices we make with the time, the focus, and the energy we possess right in this very moment.
Which leads us to a final, deeply provocative question straight from the text. Are we going to inspire our next generation with our energy? I want you to really think about your personal legacy. When your physical energy has finally spread out and dissipated, will the conscious, positive energy you chose to emit while you were here continue to bring order, love, and inspiration to everyone who follows? Because honestly, that is the ultimate choice in an entropic world.